was really looking forward to. I wasn't sure when it was going to happen. If they were going to do it, the end of this year or the beginning of next year. But I was really hoping and looking forward to our 25th reunion, and it's going to be a special one. It's great to be back.
What do you remember now? A couple decades removed from that team, and for you to be able to raise the cup. A lot of us here locally still associate it with your moment.
Just an amazing team that was really dedicated to doing what we needed to do. Bob Hartley talked about really paying attention to detail and trying to be one of the best defensive teams in the league. We all knew that scoring, shouldn't be a problem, but defending to win it all by, the experience that we had, getting to the semifinals, the seventh game against Dallas, and just looking back on maybe some of the stuff that we needed to do better, and talking about it first day of camp and really challenging the team to really commit to that, and we end up being the best defensive team in the league. And Patrick, having an amazing year. And Joe winning the Hart, and just everybody buying in and finding a way to get it done in the end. It's so hard, regardless if you're favored or not. It is so hard to win. I played 22 years. I got to the finals 3 times, and I realized that if you're not playing for that fourth win, you're really not playing for the cup. And it was so much fun to be part of that game.
You're involved in maybe one of the most iconic Stanley Cup moments. You and Joe there with that handoff. What do you remember about that moment when he calls you over to hand the cup to you?
Well, I remember Joe on the flight home from New Jersey just asking me how we were going to do the cup thing, and I'm like, we're not talking about that right now. I said we're going to win the game first, and we'll have plenty of time. But Joe was just an amazing, classy, great captain, and an amazing person, Hall of Fame player. But as a person, he was so conscious of how of just making that moment very special for me, and I'll always appreciate that move that Joe and I. He won the Hart Trophy, but I joke about that being the best assist he had all year was passing me the cup.
You only played here for about a year and a half, but your number's in the rafters. What does this city and this fan base mean to you?
Very special. I mean, what I lived here in 15 months, I could never forget. The organization, the players, the fans, what they gave to myself and my family will never be forgotten in terms of the Bourque clan here.
After Game 5 of that Stanley Cup final, everybody was kind of counting you guys out. I remember you saying before you guys got on the plane for Game 6, the plan was to go out, win it, and bring it home. How confident were you, or was there a little bit of doubt going into that?
I think we're a very confident group. I really think that, we talked about if we really, really leave it all on the ice, and we could all look at ourselves in the mirror after the game and really be honest with ourselves and leave it out there totally 100% that with the talent we have in this room, I really thought that there's no way we're losing that game. And saying that, thank God Patrick was up to task for the first 10 minutes because they came out really hard at us. And once Adam scored that goal, we kind of took off from there and took control of the game.
Your career speaks for itself, but do you ever think about now would you have been fulfilled without a championship? I mean, your record, your career is its career, but some players say I could have lived if I'd ever won one. But
I think we can. I mean, there's so many great players. I played with John Rattel, Brad Park. When you think of a guy like Dan Marino, Hall of Fame careers and all that, you know what, you could live with it, but I'll tell you, it's a lot better living with winning one and having that, just the whole experience that comes with it. Afterwards, just on the ice with the cup, the fans, winning it here in front of your fans, the party after in the dressing room, and then, Pierre Lacroix telling me to bring the cup home with me. I have about 15 people here at the game, and I end up turning on my street with all my family, my friends, and beeping the horn. And I had a big cooler, putting the cup on the sidewalk, the cooler in the street, and partying with my neighbors and my family till 5:30 in the morning. I mean, those are special moments that you'll never forget. So, not that they're talked about a lot, but when I'm out talking about my experience with the Cup, that is a special one.
How special is that relationship between defenseman and goaltender? And what kind of a difference does it make in you doing your job when you have so much trust in a goalie like
Oh,
Patrick?
the goalie's saving my butt many, many times, and us trying to be there for him. And when you got the best goalie in the world behind you, you feel pretty good. And I knew Patrick coming here. We got to spend some time together, All-Star game, or in the summer I'd go back to Montreal. We'd play some golf, but nothing like actually playing with him. Um, and I knew that he was an amazing, one of the best ever. But then you practice, you play with him, and you recognize why. And I've never played, I think, with maybe one other person that was as competitive as Patrick Waugh was Terry O'Reilly, but um, just his fire in his belly and how he approached every day in practice. Nothing against Abby, but I'd get sick of shooting on Patrick, and he'd get my confidence down in a second. So I'd try to get a couple on Abby. I might have to talk him into letting me score a couple of goals, but he was so much fun. We spent so much time together. I picked him up for every home game. We'd ride together. We sat together in a plane. On the road, he's always be part of the group that we go out for dinner. So really, really special memories. Get to know him on another level.